Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Psycho Gold and this is Psycho Gold Videos. Today we're going to be checking out Goblin Slayer episode 10. Goblin Slayer is getting close to the end of its season now, so as I said last week in last week's episode, I suspect that this is going to be the start of the finale arc. Maybe we'll get like half the episode is finishing up whatever it is they've been doing since the last episode. And then maybe they'll start the storyline for what's going to be the last two. I think it's 12 episodes in this season, so yeah, they've only got 10, 11, and 12, and I don't really see them fitting in any other story. If there was 13 episodes, or if there's 13 episodes and I'm wrong, then maybe we'll get, you know, another episode of randomness, and then we'll start the storyline, but I don't think so. I think this is going to be the start of the final storyline. I haven't got a clue what we're going to get. Lots of people have said that we're going to be getting the arc that was skipped and that they've moved it to the end because this one is more epic than what came before. Obviously, I have no idea if that's true, and neither does anyone else, to be fair, until we watch it. But I'm curious to see just exactly what they've got in store for the last 3 episodes. Goblin Slayer has been a very interesting watch. It's been a very up and down anime. Not in terms of my levels of enjoyment, it just has been... It's never really matched the first episode's level of interest or hype. Now, that doesn't mean there's been any bad episodes. I've thoroughly enjoyed all the Goblin Slayer episodes. And I would quite like there to be another season of Goblin Slayer because I like it for what it is. I just think lots of people have judged it for what it might have been. Or are comparing it to other anime that have come before it that this clearly isn't. Or, of course, these next 3 episodes could absolutely give me PTSD from the trauma it's about to inflict on me. I could eat my words. But there's only one way that we're going to find that out, and we're going to watch it right friggin' now. So, as always, 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, we're starting off with someone dying. Good start. Oh, those aren't goblins, are they? Oh, okay. Whoa, what the heck? Are we back to the heroes seeing what she's up to? This looks like a fight with the Demon Lord. Looks like the hero's about to go up against the Demon Lord with her 2 friends. But that's not our story. This is our story. You are technically an adventurer. And now that you have a group of people with you, there's no reason why you can't. Oh! What? So that's the reason that he doesn't? Because of Cowgirl? I didn't think Cowgirl was his... hang on, I'm confused. Or is he... What? Am I remembering something wrong? I know he had an old... What? Did he... I'm sorry, most of you guys won't even see this little breakdown, but you guys on Patreon will. I'm going to talk over the intro for a bit. I am very confused. I thought Cowgirl was someone he grew up with, not a relative of his. Or did I think in the last episode that or have I realized that they're brother and sister? Maybe I have. You know what? I don't know. I'm just not going to mention it until I work this out in my head as the episode goes on. Because I don't know if I'm being incredibly stupid, forgetful, or if that's supposed to have been a big reveal. I don't know. I remember... I thought she got done by the goblins. Or is that what he's saying? That he's never been able to leave that memory behind? In which case, fair enough. But I think perhaps I took that too literal and I'm confused myself as a result. Yep, I remember this. We saw it earlier in the series. Oh, okay. I don't remember this bit. I was going to say, did she not have any for herself? I'm going to go on a limb, dude, and say it tasted like chicken. Oh, we're seeing him without armor again, which is unusual. Oh, this episode is called Dozing, so maybe it won't lead into the finale storyline then. Maybe this will be, like I said, a random episode before it begins. Especially given the title episodes. The title of the episode. Where's that morning view? Yeah, Uncle said they're like this again. Ah, that's why he's not wearing his armor, because it's still being repaired. I did think, I was having that thought a minute ago. Didn't he tell him this the last time? Like, yeah, I'm sure he knows this by now, dude. Oh no, you have seen him before. Oh, whoa, he's giving out good advice. Oh, he's interested in Guild Girl. Okay. Like, properly interested, not like just flirting like I thought it was originally. Here I thought he was, not romantically with her, but those two were so together, I thought there might be more to that. Ha! She knows who he is. He knows exactly what he's doing, huh? Oh! Straight in the face. It's kind of nice that there are people teaching like future adventurers or adventurers, you know, in the town where there is a guild. You call yourself a paladin. Oh, I thought for a minute she was going to ask Goblin Slayer to do something. It's interesting the way he was like watching. I was going to say, his summary of events left it to be desired there. What? Is she only just... I'm confused. What did she just suddenly realize? Or did she not work out that that's why she was there? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's the first set of armor, not the set of armor that was broken when you were with him. Oh, okay, so Guild Girl's coming as well. Yes, you've got a lot of friends since the last time I came in. Yeah, I love the fact that because she's not interested in Goblin Slayer in the slightest, she's finding it hilarious because you can see what's happening here. I'm actually inclined to agree with that. I do think food does taste better if you're in a big social group and you're enjoying yourself. Even food I don't particularly like, I can usually eat if it's with a big group. Goblin Slayer will disagree with you. Goblins never rest. I was gonna say, you drink all the time. This is interesting. It's just basically like that other episode we had where it was just them living a day in the life. Oh, opening up a training hall would be pretty cool. Basically goes hand in hand with what I just said. Yep. See the first episode. She's thinking about the day you retire. Whenever that may be. I don't know what the average age of retirement is amongst adventurers. Oh, okay, so that's what the letter's for. It's a letter of gratitude. That's fair enough, then. I don't trust this. Something's going to go horribly wrong. Well, I mean, we know who those two are who were arguing in front of everyone. Well, this is reminding me of Legolas versus Gimli, but I don't know if the elves are as alcohol resistant as they are in Tolkien. Oh, okay. So he says that like he already knows who's going to win. Somebody else who just says, I see. Yeah, she is. But in fairness, so are you. And now the two of you are being strange together. Oh, okay. This is interesting. This kind of implies that they both have an idea for the future. Yep. The day will come when, unfortunately, he won't be able to rage his way through a horde of goblins like he does right now. There will come a day when the Goblin Slayer can slay no more goblins. Oh, there's a shock. The dwarf won. He can train others and create Goblin Slayers Incorporated. Oh! Yeah, that's what I was waiting for. Goblins have come to your home, my friend. And I just had a feeling that was going to be the end of the episode, so like I said, here comes the 2 finale arc. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen, that was Goblin Slayer episode 10, a great episode that has set up the, well, not set up the events of the next episode, but ended on what the events of the next episode are going to be. And it looks like goblins have finally come to town. They have left their tracks, and there seems to be quite a few of them. And why they didn't attack, I don't know, but I've got a funny feeling Goblin Slayer did say, like, that's why he checks them every morning, because they won't attack the first time they find somewhere. They are cleverer than that. They'll make sure that the place is an easy target before they actually attack it. They won't run the risk. They'll find it, then they'll go and report back to the nest, and then they'll come back and probe it and see if it's worth the effort, see who's in it, etc. So I'm guessing he's not going to let that happen, and he's going to follow those tracks back to where they came from and take matters into his own hands. But it probably isn't going to go very well, because A, he's not going to be doing this from a point of view of just killing goblins. It's going to have a little bit of a personal element to it. But B, it's the finale episode, so I'm wondering if there's going to be, you know, another big goblin in the works that of a type that we haven't met yet, or maybe there's going to be multiple. I don't know exactly what the twist will be, but I've no doubt that there will be one. As for the actual episode itself, I thought it was an okay episode. We mostly just saw them, again, having kind of like another day in the life episode with Cowgirl. I really enjoyed the sequence with them all eating together. They all managed to meet Cowgirl. She managed to meet the rest of his party. Guild Girl got in on the action as well. She was able to take some time out of her day and, you know, actually sit and have dinner with Goblin Slayer and everybody else, which is probably a bit weird if you're like a different adventurer, but I suppose for the party, it's pretty obvious why. I don't know if the elf invited her because of the fact that she knows that she likes Goblin Slayer, because surely she also knows that Priestess likes Goblin Slayer, and now that they've met Cowgirl, they know that actually they all might not have a hope anyway, because Goblin Slayer has a connection to Cowgirl. Whether it's a romantic one or not doesn't matter, but they don't know that. You know, they might be thinking, oh, well, now we've got the answer as to why Goblin Slayer is not exactly being respondent to any of the women that hit on him, because in their minds they're thinking, here's the one that he lives with, essentially. Now it makes sense. And, you know, after anyone sees Cowgirl in person, don't think there's going to be any kind of like, oh yeah, we can see why other women aren't going to pull him away from her. I thought it was interesting as well, the fact that it basically started with seeing the hero about to go up against the Demon Lord, and then as the episode's gone on, we found out that the hero won. And we've kind of had this like hero storyline going on in the background throughout the entire season. Obviously, that's one of the things that this show seems to have done, is like, in the background there is your standard sort of fantasy storyline with a hero who is destined to do great things, who has great power, and is, you know, slowly winning the fight against this great evil, and everybody knows her name and everybody is following her exploits, and she's got her own party and her own friends, and she's rescued, you know, people in distress, and she's killed and destroyed and vanquished all these evil monsters, demons, etc, etc. And whilst Goblin Slayer has just been, you know, doing what is essentially low-level, small-time quests, if it wasn't for Goblin Slayer keeping all of this stuff in check, and people like Goblin Slayer doing the regular, everyday grunt work, the hero wouldn't be able to be the hero. I mean, Watertown is a great example, like the Sword Maiden knowing just how much of a threat the goblins could be, but ultimately not being able to, because she couldn't deal with them, but she also couldn't convince everybody else, you know, why they needed to be dealt with, but she also couldn't admit why she couldn't just do it herself, because ultimately that would be ridiculous for most people to hear. So it's interesting to see the different dynamics that he has between the different people that he has in his life. It was really interesting as well to see him being out of his armor, but obviously I realized that that's because his armor was being repaired. And it was kind of nice to see him get his armor repaired, and then hearing the Smith talk about the fact that he does know what he's doing. Like, he's not going to waste getting Legendary Sword or getting Mithril Armor, etc., when all he is essentially doing is killing goblins. I kind of like that explanation. This episode is basically just everybody living their life, and it's kind of just like watching people celebrate the calm, thinking that everything is over, and Goblin Slayer being vigilant and diligent enough to realize that it's not, and has actually caught the fact that goblins are on his front door. So, you know, I think the next couple of episodes are going to be really, really hype, and you needed this episode, but it has kind of left me in that limbo of, yeah, it was an okay episode, but I don't really have much to say about it. There were a few things I liked, there wasn't anything I didn't like, and not much really happened, so, you know, everything else that I could say about the episode kind of comes down to analyzing it from a technical level, which is irrelevant because I've already done that in previous episodes, and it's got good animation, it's got good art. Really like the way the monsters looked at the beginning of the episode, but all that stuff kind of feels superficial. So instead of trying to pad this out, I think I'm just going to end it. Next week, on the other hand, I'm very much excited for it, and I am looking forward to seeing just how Goblin Slayer responds to finding those footprints. So make sure you come back next week if you want to see and hear my thoughts and reactions on that episode, because I think next week could be pretty good. But with that said, I'm afraid I won't be here to do that until Monday. And even then, I'm not sure I'll actually have the time Monday night, but we'll see. As some of you know, I obviously had to go away a couple of weeks ago. I'm trying to remember how long it's been. Because somebody passed away, and the funeral is the end of next week. The last date you're going to get anything from me that I'll be able to do is Wednesday. But I will try and arrange for a couple of videos to go up scheduled whilst I'm gone, but I can't promise anything yet. It just depends how much stuff I've got to do between now and then, because it is going to be a busy time of year, obviously. And there's other things that I've got to do in real life that I just can't avoid, unfortunately. And yeah, we've got the funeral, then we'll be staying down south for a couple of days. There's no point in trying to travel on the weekend, it's going to be absolutely chaos. So we're coming back on the Monday, but obviously we'll be coming back on the Monday, so I don't know if I'll be able to get an episode of Goblin Slayer out that Monday. Then it'll be Slime, so Tuesday it's probably going to be a day of both Goblin Slayer and Slime. And if you haven't seen my post in the community, or I haven't responded to your comment directly because it's just been missed, the Gridman isn't dead. There's going to be a torrent of Gridman episodes coming your way at some point. It's just, I just don't have the time to catch up with it, and I'd rather that just keeps getting further and further behind than having multiple series getting further behind. But Gridman is coming. It might even be caught up before next weekend. I've got some time to watch Gridman, so I'm going to try and make the most of it. But that's going to be it for this episode, guys. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and leave comments down below letting me know what you thought of this episode. As I said, it was okay, nothing special. Kind of feels very similar to that episode where they were all just going around town. It was a great episode for a one-shot. Kind of feels like we're just retreading old ground in this episode. Maybe that's just me. I want to hear your take on it. So make sure you leave some comments for me to read and listen to your guys' thoughts. If you're new around here, feel free to click that subscribe button, ring the bell to get notified. As I said, I'm not going to be uploading much next weekend, but I do try and upload a lot. Yesterday, for example, 3 videos went live. So some days you get lots of videos from me, some days I can't get any videos out, but if you look at it overall, it does kind of balance out, at least in my book. I always try to make sure that there is something for you guys, but obviously, unlike what we're led to believe, life doesn't always find a way, unless it's to get in your way, in which case it does. Anyway, guys, that's it from me as always. My name is Psycho Gold, and I will see you in my next video. Psycho Gold, out.